Boys, girls, it's gonna get nerdy tonight.
I said you'll have fun, and I won't disappoint you.
Welcome, fellow Kiss fans. Welcome to It's All For You Demons, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan, and we won't keep you long tonight. I know last week we went about 20 minutes. That's usually about 5 minutes longer than I like to keep these episodes tight and short. You know, you have better things to do on Friday night than hang out and listen to the foolery here. Jeans up on the wall. It's Friday night. I hope everyone had a pretty cool week. The work week is done. Time for this nerdery dogs fun. Let's Hotface. My Hotface this week is Army Kits. Again, thanks to my buddy FL Dog, I made the purchase today. He gave me his blessing to make said purchase, and I did it today. He sent me this text message, and when it comes in, we'll talk, but I've done it. I've taken the leap of faith, FL Dog's blessing, and I've done it. So, Army Kits, big time today. One purchase made, two things watching, again with the twos. Last week was with the twos as well. Watching two items, and have another item coming in this week that is also an Army Kit item, and so it's all Army Kits. Also gonna semi-hot-faced on the second Kiss comic. Always happens in summertime. I don't know why. This comic just reeks of summer fun to me. Probably what we're gonna talk about tonight, the childhood fun of Kiss and running errands with your mom, 1978. Pick yourself up a comic. Be quiet in the back of the car while your mom and grandma go to Sofro Fabric. Rest in peace, Joann's Craft Store. Rest in peace. What are your hot faces? Leave those below, and let's wax. Tonight, I said it's gonna get nerdy, and it is. And this is kind of we are going to talk one piece of merch, but it kind of also is just like a thing in my head that I think about and love to dream about. So what it is basically, if you know me, if you've watched any of these videos, you know I love like the Dazed and Confused era of Kiss fans. I love to imagine those kids that were juniors in high school, May 28th, 1976, the last day of school, going to a party at the Moon Tower, who were Kiss fans, and they would have been fans of Alive and Destroyer, and really in that early Kiss boom of fandom. And as part of that, I love that those kids would have jumped ship probably around Phantom, definitely into the Dynasty era. It's just a fascination of mine. I love to imagine like those kids moving on to bigger and better things. As an outcome of that, I also love to think about the 8-year-old kids who would have watched Phantom in 1978, who would have fell in love with Kiss, who would have purchased the solo albums, who would have been on pins and needles waiting for Dynasty to come out, who would have seen the Dynasty tour commercial.
Don't miss the return of Kiss to the concert stage for the first time in 2 years at Madison Square Garden, July 24th and 25th. Tickets on sale now.
Who would have begged their mom and dad to go see the Dynasty show, and then have it all fall apart on those kids. I love that. It's a tragic story of fandom, but I love it. There's something about just that magical moment of childhood where you discover something you love, and then it just kind of disintegrates in front of your face and you move on to something else. I love that, and that's probably why I like the Dynasty era so much. I love that. And tonight we are going to talk about that trajectory of early fandom, super success, and then the fall off. And we're going to use People magazine as the example of that trajectory. And as we have talked in previous videos, I've kind of gone down a rabbit hole of Kiss People magazines, and it tells the perfect story of our theme tonight, the rise and fall of Kiss through People magazine. And the first issue I have, there may be other issues out there. If there is, please let me know in the comments. The first issue I have is July 21st, 1975. Paul Newman on the cover, and in the back we have Alice Cooper doesn't live here anymore. It's a brand new band called Kiss, and this is the band at the height. They are about to tip that roller coaster hill into superstardom. If you think about it, this is July 1975. Alive comes out September 1975 and just blows up, and the band becomes superstars. So this would have been the beginning of that wonderful trajectory. The rise and fall of Kiss in People magazine. Then the next issue I have is January 9th, 1978. John Travolta on the cover. Saturday Night Fever is everywhere. But in this issue is Kiss with Edwin Newman doing The Land of Hype and Glory. Probably one of the greatest Kiss interviews ever. I think it's on Kissology 2. We had it as a bootleg from Peter Arquette back in the day, but such a great interview. And if you think about it, January 1978, the band would have been on top of the world. A few months more into 1978, April 10th, 1978, the band's still on top of the world and still on the tip of the tongue of the world, because kind of became a tabloid piece at this point because Gene's relationship with Cher. This is one of my favorite covers because I love just that little picture of Gene. You know, Cher is the main draw on the cover, but you're going to scare the moms in the supermarket line, and the grandmas are going to be like, well, hey, my grandson likes this band. I'll give this magazine to them. And those kids probably cut that out and put it on their wall. But I love this because this is kind of that era of tabloid magazine, right? And there's nothing more fun than, you know, those childhood errands you'd run with your grandma and mom, and you'd end up at the grocery store and you'd see a magazine in the magazine rack, and you'd have to have it, and then they'd buy it for you to tide you over because you're being such a good child running errands with your parents, grandparents. This is the fun of being a Kiss fan right here. The height of the success and the fun of the childhood Kiss fan thing we love to talk about. And this is where it goes crazy, because March 5th, 1979, we're seeing the turn here. At least in People magazine, we're seeing the turn, because this is the newest addition to the People magazine collection. It is March 5th, 1979, the 5th anniversary People magazine issue, and it is a surprising readers poll, and it has Kiss on the cover right there, but check out the little subheading there: the rock group they really dislike. So it's amazing to me to see April 1978, Gene's on the cover with Cher. You know, the solo albums are about to come out, Phantom of the Park's about to come out, but by March 1979, it's shifting, and that is what I love. You are seeing those Dazed and Confused era 1976 kids check out, and obviously so, because the readers poll, Kiss is on the cover, stating the rock group they really dislike. And here it is. Who's your favorite pop group? The Bee Gees. They're more than staying alive. The Bee Gees have got it all. Loyal fans. And the paragraph ends, the Grateful Dead were not forgotten, but almost. Only ear-splitting Kiss got lower marks. Lower marks than the Grateful Dead. Safe to say, by March 5th, 1979, our trajectory of Kiss's popularity, at least according to People magazine, was crashing. Another case in point, October 22nd, 1979, again, a tabloid kind of push. Cher and her relationship with Gene Simmons, it's mentioned here, she and Kiss's Gene Simmons bear their life together and marriage thoughts, but notice Gene is not on the cover. Possibly Gene Simmons no longer the pool the magazine wanted. They would get the pool just using Cher. And then October 1st, 1979, the Carol Burnett cover. This has a story of Lydia Chris's divorce from Peter Criss. Again, tabloid news, not Kiss news. So then the ultimate cover, August 18th, 1980, Kiss, gigantic and big on the cover for signing that amazing, lucrative deal and the announcement of the new drummer, Eric Carr the Fox. Kiss is on the cover of People magazine. Now we all love this cover. This is one of the greatest Kiss magazine covers ever. If you're ever going down a magazine rabbit hole, this is one to definitely add. But begs to question, is Kiss really that popular, or is this a marketing push to both announce the deal with Polygram and announce the new drummer? Because those dazed and confused era kids aren't going to give a crap about this. And here's why. We use a 16 magazine for reference. 16 magazine, December 1980, Dukes of Hazzard, Paul Stanley, and on the inside, Kiss announcing their new drummer. Where? A children's TV show. Kids are people too. I love the show. I love that clip. Such a great time in the band's history. So cool to see, but it also plays in to the thing I love. And that is those dazed and confused kids not giving a crap anymore. But the little 8-year-old kid who discovers Kiss at Phantom of the Park would love this, would need this magazine, would need this magazine. This is the stuff that is fevering their dreams and Kiss collection at home. And it's all about to crash. But for a few months, maybe half a year, they get to truly enjoy this. At least through the release of The Elder. Some of them stuck with it, but most of them would have abandoned ship by then. But this is what I love. The childhood magic of Kiss. Represented in People magazine, 16 magazine, and just the wonderful trajectory of the Kiss rise and fall. And how their teenage fans became children fans. And tonight, this is both sad and funny. More funny. June 6th, rock and roll night and journal every day. No entry tonight because the boob that we mentioned at the beginning of the show, Moa, June 5th, goes right into June 7th. Missed June 6th.
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
What can I say? Whatever. This was fun to write. I hope people are digging it. I hope you are digging our wax sessions. Because I know I am. I love to read your comments. I love to talk Kiss with you. It's what life's all about. Dogs, Kiss, nostalgia. Speaking of the puppies, thank you for hanging with us tonight and waxing a little rock and roll nostalgia with us here in the Wax Night House. Be good to your babies. Spay, neuter, microchip. Take care. Be safe. We will talk to you soon.